It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back, everybody. You're still kicking it with your feel-good breakfast crew right here on SABC3. Now, sticking to the regulations of the national lockdown, which includes staying home, is, essential to curbing the spread of COVID-19. But with that comes feeling of overwhelmness, anxious and lonely during this time, and it is absolutely normal. But when being alone during social distancing and lockdown turns to loneliness, it can have such damaging effects. Now, psychologist and former nurse Lemeez Gasant is on the line to talk about mental health during lockdown and how to deal with loneliness. Good morning, Lemeez.
Good morning, Jamie Lee and viewers.
I think this is such an important topic to have. Earlier on, we were speaking to Dr. Michael Moll about this as well. But let's talk about the positive sides, or maybe the potential upsides to social isolation and, being alone during this lockdown period.
Yes, Jamie, that's actually quite an important question. And thanks for asking that one. Every cloud has a silver lining. If we take this time to do introspection, to examine our lives, to see where we are we on track, are we where we want to be? But more importantly, you can also check in, are you now living in the fear zone? And then you can do something about that. Or are you in the learning zone, just learning something about yourself, your emotions? Or do you want to be in the growth and development zone? So being alone during lockdown has many, many gifts. One of it is that you can develop your spirituality. Another one is, when we're working, we're always complaining about being in traffic and how exhausted we are.
Absolutely.
So now is actually the time, yes, to slow down and really enjoy that cup of tea and make it a mindful practice. It's also the time perhaps to rediscover long lost hobbies. When we were children, we had hobbies, and then we get so busy raising families, going to work, and we lose the balance in our lives. And now's the time to bring all of that back. And then, of course, yes. Then, of course, there's also... Hey?
I'm agreeing with you. I can certainly understand what you're saying, yes.
Yes. And then, of course, I think that the biggest gift from the lockdown could be, what can we do for others? How can we volunteer? How can we share our gifts with the world while we are in physical distancing? I prefer to use the term physical distancing rather than social distancing. So those are some of the gifts from being in isolation and being on your own.
I like the beauty of it. I like the fact that we're now thinking about positive ways to use the space, because like you said, when we do go back to normal life, we're always focusing on what I would do if I was in a different space. But now we're trying to use this time for introspection. I love that. But let's go back into it. What are some of the negative effects or health risks of social isolation and being lonely?
Yeah. Jamie, we all are social beings. We are built for connection. We are who we are through the people that we interact with. And so when social interaction is limited, it does have effects on people. We're all different and we all experience it differently. But some of the common signs and symptoms would be sadness. And of course, there could be grief for the things that we think we have lost. There could be anger and hostility, lashing out at others, blaming everybody else, saying government isn't doing enough. Then, of course, there's like feeling as you're in a dark corner all by yourself. Then there's panic and anxiety. There could be changes in your eating. Some of us are eating more. Some of us are losing our appetites. And one of the biggest signs of loneliness is that people actually can't sleep. And so they're tired all the time. Then there's depression. There could also be panic attacks. And of course, in an extreme case, people could feel so worthless and hopeless that they actually think maybe that's best not to be living anymore. But those are in extreme cases. So those are some of the signs.
What can we then do to combat loneliness during this time? And even if we have a family or relative or friend that is experiencing this, what are some of the things that we can do to, get over this, or maybe just help with someone that's experiencing this?
That is a beautiful question that you're asking now. When we interact with people, it's good to check in with people on a daily basis. And I think a lot of people are already doing that on the different chat lines and different social medias. So if you're interacting with a friend or a family member and you notice a change in their behavior, or they start to talk more about how worthless they feel, how hopeless they feel, how they can't cope with the uncertainty, then it's time to reach out to them. It's very hard now to do therapy because everything is in lockdown, but just to reach out more, to offer help, just to check in daily with people. One of the other ways that you could also know when it's time to reach out is when people start complaining of more aches and pains. And that's also a big sign of loneliness and people are not caring for themselves. So it has quite an effect on the body, the mind, and the soul.
Lemeez Gasant, thank you so much. I think maybe this also reiterates what Dr. Michael Mole said, is that maybe we use this time also to take care of our physical health as well, exercise, go out there, but also still check up on our friends during this period, right?
Yes, definitely. And taking care of ourselves.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We absolutely loved having you and sharing your wise words of wisdom with us this morning.
Thanks, Jamie. Bye.
Now, for those of you who are suffering from depression and anxiety and need help, all you can do is call SADAGS's 24-hour helpline on 0800 456 789. And remember to, reach out to somebody and always check up on your friends and family during this time.